Hey, what's up guys? It's Jesus here with the Van Bros, and today we got a quick video for you. We're gonna be celebrating a little bit for the 15th, and I thought what's a better way to celebrate than to show a deck that we in the West can play that's using the original main character's cards. So we have Alfred with his new support, the D Festival Booster Alfred, not the icon Alfred. That one I have something cool coming up. I made the proxies for the Aichi icon deck. I had to compromise a little bit, guys. I'm sorry. I couldn't figure out a way to make the frame look good without looking too choppy and digital. So I made them encounter cards, but I did cut out the icon so that we could have the icon in the frame for the encounter. And I also did a little something special for the triggers, because the card creator that I use, you can find it on Google if you look up custom Vanguard card maker, doesn't have the option for encounter triggers. And so yeah, we basically, I had to go into Photoshop, add in the trigger, and then I added a little bit of a yellow hue to the bottom to make it look like a trigger when you're quickly going through the deck. Anyways, that's enough of that. I'm gonna go and do a physical deck profile with that deck, and some fight videos along with 3 to Pass. So Michael from 3 to Pass is playing Kagero, so we'll be doing Aichi versus Kai coming up. Anyways, let's talk Alfred. I have a few lists that I want to look into. The main one that we're gonna look at is this is your average, like, I don't want to call it Caterpillar slop, but you know what? I mean, you see the Teeth Faults, you see the Sirgown, you see the Nebula Knight's Order. This is pretty much like your average Keter deck with a generic boss, except we don't have a generic boss. We have Alfred, who needs a Royal Paladin to kind of function. So as you can see here, the ride line is fairly simple. It is your average whatever starter. We are staying in theme, so we're going with Wingle Brave, Tranquilla, obviously. Blaster Blade, you need to have Blaster Blade as a grade 2. I had somebody who was asking for an Alfred deck profile, and they wanted, I'm not sure if they wanted this Alfred or the other one. If it's the other one, then I got you. There's going to be a different grade 2 for that Alfred ride line. But this one, for this specific Alfred, it needs to be Blaster Blade, because his skills do not get unlocked unless Blaster Blade is in the soul. Anyways, then we have the King of Knights himself. For the main deck, we have an array of Royal Paladins and Keter units that are all good in their own right. But I think the best card in this deck is not even a Royal Paladin unit. It's Coco. I really like Coco. Coco funds a lot of costs in this deck. Funds your Countercharger, funds Teeth Fault. Not only that, but it also just lets you scry the top of the deck, which is nice. So if you're running an encounter deck that's in Keter, I think you just kind of have to run Coco. Like, she's just too good. Well, she's a great booster. She's a great guardian too. Like, this card is insane, and so we have to run it. So we run for Coco. We run for Sirgown. Sirgown is important because Sirgown can activate without an order being needed to be activated. Just, you know, make sure that you have more rear guards than your opponent. I'm a little bit more comfortable running it at 4, especially during the early game. Most cards don't want to waste the advantage and call from hand, so you're more than likely going to be proccing Sirgown. We have the Countercharger. The Countercharger is good. I like the Countercharger. It can intercept from the back row if he survives. But I don't think most decks can hit the back row. But yeah, you know, everything nowadays just can do whatever it wants. Fucking, you know. So if he survives, cool. He can intercept. Going on along with that, we run 3 Teeth Fault. Teeth Fault is a card that I like, but with the Nebula Knight's Order being a grade 3, her early game advantage that you could pull off with Rezael and the other generic Keter boss units from back in the day has kind of gone away. Like, it sucks that Wisdom was a grade 2, or it sucks that it was a counterblast for a draw 2 spell that made you call 2, so it was kind of a neg 1. But it procced and it activated your Teeth Vaults, and it also activated your Sir Gown, so you didn't have to worry about how many rearguards you had. So kind of missed that, but I'd rather be able to look at the top 7 by binding a card for free. Me personally, like, you know, that's just the way to go. I only like running 3. I think running 4 is a bit too greedy. Also, like, maybe you're like Richie Rich, but even then, I like running 3-1 because I'd run 4 Fire Regalis if I could. But I can't. So I'm gonna run 1 Fire Regalis and 3 Nebula Knight's Order. Why would I run 5 copies of a card? Well, because I can't activate either until like I'm at grade 3. And if you expect 4 Nebula Knight Orders to activate, like, you've already lost. I don't think you can make it past 2 turns once you go grade 3 in this type of environment. So trying to think for, you know, farther than turn 6 or 7, 6, 7, is a little silly. So past that, we also have the Ace unit. The Ace unit is just really good. We don't have to worry about energy as too much in this deck. Alfred uses energy, and Zero uses energy as well, but past that, like, you're kind of solid. We have our Soul Saver clone in Virgilla. I fucking hate Virgilla. Not this specific one, but just in general. I hate that fucking dragon with a passion. I hope Bushiro does something to it that fucking no other deck has seen. Fuck this deck out of here, man. Taking Alfred's name and just being a fucking terrorist, man. Fuck that card. Anyways, wrong Virgilla. This is a Virgilla that is not as good as that Virgilla, but it's still good. Aside from that, we also have the newest piece of support. We have Gansalot. Gansalot is cool because he's kind of like the Zero Gansalot, where he searches out the Blaster Blade, you know, like it'd be cool if he was a trigger or like activated a trigger-like effect when checked, but they're not that creative over at Bushiroad HQ. And so, like, he swaps out himself with a Blaster Blade from Solar Drop. Don't know why you'd ever take Blaster Blade out of your soul. So thankfully it says up to 1, but he does apply pressure. He gains, I believe, up to 15k. So very nice, and he also gains a crit, so even better. The trigger lineup is Red OT, crit, front, heal, and that's pretty much it. We have the Sanctitude and the PG. So this is more of your Keter Slop build. This is the one that if you want to get some wins at locals and the first couple rounds at a BCS, well, maybe not the first couple rounds, maybe round 1 or 2. But this is the list that you would play. There's something akin to this. But let's say that you're not Richie Rich, you don't have the funds, or you don't want to play something that's kind of boring. We have a second build here that I think is a little bit more fun. So, what are we swapping out? We're swapping out the Nebula Knight's Orders. We're changing some ratios. We're keeping some of the cheaper cards that help us kind of build a board. And we're also playing this grade 1 that gains 5,000 power soul charges if you have Vanguard with only 1 clan and no G-Zone, which we don't have a G-Zone. We also run the set 7 Cycler, the Soul Blast, to gain a shield. It's cool because it's a 15k attacker and it's 15k shield because you can intercept with him and use the, what's it called? Quick Shield. Because Alfred's whole gimmick is to build a board, a Warrior's Rest is very welcomed in this build. For an Energy Blast cost of 2, you can give up to 2 rearguards the ability that when it boosts it gains 10k power, and if you have 5 or more units on the field, you can draw a card. I really like it. It's not a bad card at all, especially because it's an Energy Blast 2, and it immediately refunds itself if you have a full field. Primordial Heartblaze is the Regalis piece. It's an extra Persona Ride. If you want to play a different Regalis piece, depending on your budget, you could also go for maybe like a Twin Cast, but I'm not too sure how expensive those are. As far as triggers go, I'm running the same triggers as before. You can swap out the critical for another vanilla crit. I would still suggest playing the front triggers that give you 5k extra shield, but you can also play the soul charge front triggers or just regular fronts. But I highly recommend finding your 3 copies of Alpac. Alpac is a staple in any Keter deck, especially because fronts are just the 3rd trigger that you have to run. The Ober trigger that we're running here could be anything that isn't red or blue OT. I chose to do the green one because it gives you an extra drive and a critical, so it kind of acts like a blue OT. You could swap it out with the purple OT, the one that lets you heal and call and give 10k. But I think the extra drive check would be a little nice compared to, well, one's healing a damage, so how nice can it actually be? So you could do either green if you want to be a bit more aggressive, or you could do purple if you want to have a little bit more control. We're also running one more copy of Gancelot in this build, but as you can see, everything stays relatively the same. We still run our zeros. Unfortunately, 0 is very necessary to run in this list. I wish it wasn't, but he's just too strong. We run Blaster Blades here as well because he's your Bunshin. You should run 4, and Gancelot searches him out when he's discarded, which is also very nice. He trades himself for 5k shield, and I don't hate that. The fact that you can also call out the Gancelot with the Alfred, swing with Gancelot and kill it at the end of the turn to add a 5k shield from drop is even better. So honestly, I don't hate the little Blaster Blade and Gancelot loop you can do there. Aside from that, I think this build in particular, is actually a little bit more fun to kind of think about and consider playing. Mainly because you're not doing the whole, activate order, place your gown, call Teeth Fall, Soul Blast 1, look at the top 5, whatever. You have the little things, the little combos that you can produce with this list, which I appreciate. It's missing some grade 1s. You could change out the Sage for, what's it called? You could switch out the Sage for another Sage, a little Sage Mirror, because it's a 2k, or it's a 10k booster. Or you could even swap it out for the original Dissection Angel, Painkiller. Painkiller is a discounted version, not even discount, it is the original version of Dissection Angel before fucking Dissection Angel came in and was earning an extra $1 an hour because she just so happens to have extra, fucking skills, with an extra skill set. But she was there from day one, and you should be raising her salary. But yeah, if you want to swap around some cards, if you want to change around some things, we do have here the deck codes in case you want to mess around with the builds. I like build 2 more, but personally, if you were to go to a tournament, I think build 1 is the one that you want to go with. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to the new people who have joined the Van Bros. And yeah, Aichi Icon deck profile coming soon. I have everything printed out. I have everything sleeved. We're gonna have a few lists because I want to try out different ride lines. I want to try out different builds. Right now I have kind of a regular build that you can kind of make with 4 copies of a deck, as well as some additional things that you can use to upgrade. But that's all for now. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great rest of your day, week, month, or year in life. Alright, bye guys.